Chad Little in the mix also. There's Jeremy Mayfield, and he's got more problems.
And that could bring out the caution flag. Still nothing.
He was running in 33rd position, some 6 laps down. And there is Mark Martin to the inside of Darrell Waltrip. Darrell is not on the lead lap anymore. He's back in 15th.
Looks like the racetrack is clean. Oh, Musgrave goes around. And Rusty Wallace is going in. Oh,
Rusty hits it also. And there may be oil on the racetrack.
And see the 25 car claiming some heavy damage in front of his car where he's hit the side on the 16.
Wow. Heavy contact between the 25 and the 16.
We see the steering wheel is already off the 16 car. Doyle 4-ton. Okay, guys, slow down, slow down.
Racing back to the caution, but the drivers are kept aware of what's going on the racetrack by their spotters. And Rusty Wallace suffers a very serious setback here after a great afternoon. Here's Bill.
Well, on this side of the car, it's the left rear quarter panel is bashed in. They're trying to top it off with fuel, but working on the right side, trying to pull the sheet metal away. Now they want a sledgehammer to help with that, to get that sheet metal away from the right front tire. So they've they're working on the right side. Rusty and his crew very unhappy. Robin Pemberton, the crew chief out there, Billy Wilburn, calling for instructions for help on the radio. Rusty cranks the wheel to the left. They continue to work on the front right side of the car. Now they drop the right side. Rusty will go, but I think he'll be back.
Now, folks, here's the car that we talked about, Jeremy Mayfield, right there. The car that the engine is going south. Going south. That's in turn 2. And we don't know if there's any fluid coming out of the car or not, but that is Jeremy Mayfield. Now, the next time that the cars come by, we'll see where Jeremy comes off the corner. The next time that the cars come by, we see Musgrave. No, he's too high on the racetrack. Musgrave did not get in any fluid. He was too high on the racetrack. So I'm glad we were able to solve that puzzle.
He may run into those marbles that we've been talking about most of the afternoon, way up high there.
He was very high, and there all of a sudden we're going to see, boom, right here is going to be a heavy blow from the 25 car.
That blow came on the passenger side of Musgrave's car. Here it is from Ted's onboard camera. A very noisy and a very violent wreck.
And just listen. Man. Oh, man.
Oh, some dramatic shots there for you. There is Musgrave looping it. Now watch Rusty Wallace come along. There he is on the bottom. He's out of control, slides up the racetrack, makes contact with the outside wall.
And Rusty almost hit that wall head on.
Yep.
Now the cars are going to the inside, trying to avoid. Jimmy Spencer goes between the 2 cars. Now he goes. Bill Weber, what's going on in the pits?
Jeff Burton is back for his second stop under this caution. He ran into Rusty Wallace.
He's a lap down in 14, but obviously he wants to get the lap back. Mark Martin will pass by Darrell Waltrip. This is Robbie Gordon's Briggs and Stratton onboard camera.
And there we go! No!
Steve Griffin with a horrible crash. And fire on the racetrack.
It's knocked the gas tank out of the 41 car. That's what we see blazing over there. Is I think the gas tank is over against the wall.
This is at the end of the backstretch. Greg Sachs has stopped over there, but the ambulance is on the scene very quickly. The driver involved is Steve Grissom. Just tremendous impact with the wall at the end of the backstretch.
That is not where he made contact with the wall, but I think that would be the gas tank.
I think it,
have to wait and see.
Yeah. There's not much you can say at this point except let's just hope and pray that Steve Grissom is okay. The fire crew also quickly on the scene. They have that fire extinguished already. You can see the angle of the wall there at the end of the backstretch. Here is a replay.
And we see him back at the very end of the screen. Right there. Right there is the white car. And Spencer sideways, and Steve Grissom trying to dodge Spencer. Just all of a sudden, boom, and look at the car go up in the air. That's the Mike Skinner car.
Yep.
Mike Skinner and Steve Grissom trying to dodge Skinner. I mean, the 23 car of Spencer. And look, there's the gas tank.
Yes.
Hang on a second. I'll show you this gas tank, folks, as it goes across the racetrack. Right up there is the gas tank.
And it makes contact. It impacts the wall and then splits open, and the fire begins.
I think other cars will go through there, and the exhaust is going to ignite. There we see that car. That's Mike Wallace's Spam car. Goes through the gasoline and ignites it as it goes through.
And there is Kenny Wallace as he goes through also. May have made contact there with Grissom's car as it still has not stopped rolling or pirouetting. And the wall just, and there is where Grissom made contact with that inside wall, and it split it right in two in several places. So they continue to work to get Steve out of the car. Here's the Pennzoil copter cam shot.
And there we see Grissom. There we see the gasoline. Look at all that gasoline when it ignites, when he hits the wall. And there we see Mike Wallace go through, ignite the gasoline. Wow.
Steve Grissom, originally from Alabama, has been making his home in Concord, North Carolina, driving the Kodiak Chevy owned by the Larry Hedrick team.
Obviously, you can see that the race has been red flagged by the NASCAR officials to get all the safety equipment there that they need. Hard impact with the wall from Grissom as he tried to avoid the 23 car.
We understand that they have gotten him out of the car. He is on the stretcher and being loaded into the ambulance. Steve is married, his wife Susan. They have one child, Kyle, who was born back in 1989. One of the most vicious accidents we've seen in Winston Cup racing in a long time.
There we see the guys. They're watching the TV. They're watching the monitor just like we are to see if they can tell anything about their driver. I'm told that he right now is holding his own oxygen mask as they place it over his nose.
He appears to be conscious. His eyes are open and he is holding his own oxygen mask. Wow. We'll continue to monitor this situation very closely, and just as soon as we have any concrete information on the condition of Steve Grissom, we will of course pass it along to you. In the meantime, let's take a break.